Oh my God. I'm gonna give myself a hernia. What? Hello and welcome back to Allie Bakes. Now, have you ever woke up one day and said, I want to make things hard on myself for no reason? Well, that's what I did today. I decided that I was going to attempt another recipe out of Stella Parks' Brave Tart book. And I've tried a few of these and I've had varying degrees of success, but I have a really good feeling about this one because we are making Hostess Cupcakes. So let's get started. I started by preheating my oven to 350 degrees. Why did I do this? Why do I always make it harder on myself than things need to be? Per the usual, all ingredients will be listed in the description box below. I started by sifting together flour and cocoa powder. Oh yeah, make sure you breathe that in. I'm gonna start off 2024 with baker's lung. It's what I deserve. And make sure your cocoa powder is Dutch processed. I really think in the spirit of this book, we're gonna do everything like the Pilgrims did it. With no mixer, just vibes. I probably could have started this in a bigger bowl and saved myself some dishes. Sugar, a little sugar ASMR. Do you like that? Does that do anything for you? To your bowl of dry ingredients, you'll add granulated sugar, baking soda, and salt. And give it all a nice whisk. That's the worst sound. It literally makes my butthole turn inside out. 4 eggs. For unknown reasons, the book emphasizes that the eggs come straight from the fridge. Buttermilk, which isn't this just like rotten milk? No. And while the eggs are still cold, she emphasized that your 1.5 cups of coconut oil needs to still be warm. You'll add that and a tablespoon of vanilla extract and stir it all together. She feels a little thick for a cake batter. It's probably gonna be fine. God, how did our ancestors do anything? Like if I was a housewife back like in like caveman times and my caveman husband told me to bake bread, I'd be out on the caveman street. Because I'm not made for labor. Oh, there's a lot of flour pockets, it's getting thicker. I should have used the mixer. No, we're using the mixer. I'm not risking the flour pockets. I won't do it. The mixer did probably shave off about 20 minutes of elbow grease on my part, so I consider it worth it. The batter was still a little bit thick and lumpy, but I didn't want to overdevelop the flour, so I just went ahead and emptied it into a piping bag so I could pipe it into my muffin tin. Why is it chunky? I do highly recommend this method if you're making anything that goes in muffin cups because it's just so much less mess. Bake until the cupcakes are domed and firm, but still steamy and soft at the top. About 16 minutes. And into the oven they went. Okay. I think I do something while these are baking. Okay, so now we have to make the chocolate stuff that goes on top of the cupcakes. So, in my stainless steel pan, I'm gonna bring a 1/2 cup of heavy cream to a simmer. Once the cream is hot enough, you'll pour it over a cup of dark chocolate. I just used dark chocolate chips, and then you'll add a tablespoon of corn syrup. You'll mix this all together until the mixture goes from yucky looking and chunky to nice and smooth and silky. Ganache always looks super questionable when you start to mix this stuff together, and it's always like, am I doing this right? But then eventually it starts to come together and look like a delicious chocolatey sauce. We'll let that vibe. Okay, I have time. I do want to put you guys onto something that I did last night and this morning. This is my first sourdough. I wanted to film it, but honestly, sourdough is like a 2-day process because you gotta like feed your starter and then proof it and then proof it again and like let it sit overnight. I didn't know how it was gonna come out. So you'll get a video on this soon, but I'm pretty proud of him. He's got a really dense crumb, which I believe means the dough didn't have enough water in it. Like there wasn't a high enough percentage hydration, but he smells sour and he tastes really good. So coming soon, sourdough. Once your cupcakes come out of the oven, they need to cool completely, and so does your ganache mixture. So I let all of this sit for between 30 and 45 minutes. Okay, so all of our stuff is kind of cooled down, and now it's time for assembly. So I have my 1 1/8 inch cookie cutter, and I have to disembowel the cupcakes so we can fill them with Cool Whip. Let's get into it. Oh, this looks really big. Should I use my little one? No, I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna use the big one because this is what it told me to use. I need it. Ugh. Little shitter. I gotcha. There was kind of a learning curve with this to disembowel the cupcakes without completely destroying their little hats that you're gonna use later, but eventually I got it. Once your cupcakes are all gutted, you take a wooden spoon and you gotta press down the bottoms of them to make room for the filling. The book tells you to make homemade Cool Whip. Now listen, I never claimed to be good at this. I never even claimed to be a baker. The channel is called Allie Bakes, not Allie is a baker. So I'm not making my homemade Cool Whip. And I'm gonna stand behind that because I'm a firm believer that you don't have to be good at your hobbies to do them. You just have to like doing them. And if I had to make my own Cool Whip, I would not like doing that. So we're going Great Value brand today. If my Aunt Laura is watching this, I'm really sorry because she would have made her own Cool Whip. Bring shame upon my family name. Now, will someone in the comments tell me down below if Cool Whip is supposed to live in the fridge or the freezer? Because I swear you buy it in the freezer section, but this felt way too cold. Oh, it's cold. Oh, that's unpleasant. I'm such a doofus. Like, seriously. Let's go. Why did I use such a small nozzle? This is the one Stella Parks told me to use. Now once I started to warm it up with my hands, it started to flow a little more freely. I probably put about a tablespoon worth in each cupcake. But please, if you do this, store the Cool Whip in the fridge for your own good, for the sake of your hands, before you fill up your cupcakes. After they're filled, you'll take their little scalps that you ripped off and replace them back in the hole, so you get a nice smooth surface for your cupcake. Well, that was emotionally exhausting. Now we have to put some of the chocolate sauce on top of these guys to give them their shiny coating. By now, the ganache should be kind of room temp and pretty workable, so you can just embrace your inner Van Gogh and paint this on the top of your cupcakes. After they're all coated, they need to go into the fridge for about 20 minutes to set the ganache on top. So I'll see y'all in about 20 minutes. They're not exactly shiny or smooth, but that's okay. At this point in the day, I had only had coffee to eat, as well as a few licks of the cupcake batter, so my hand was not incredibly steady. But, you know, I think I did good decorating these. This is just powdered sugar and a little bit of heavy cream in a piping bag to make the little swirly doos on top. I think these would be pretty compelling, but the only way to find out for sure is to try one. Now this says something, let refrigerated cupcakes stand at room temperature for 3 hours before serving. I don't have 3 hours. I just don't have that kind of time. So we're gonna try them now. Here we go. It's really good. It's very good, actually. The really dense cupcake and the ganache on the top and the Cool Whip. That's kind of the jam. What a nice little cross section. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. He's being disruptive. You're being disruptive. He doesn't even care. Should we mic you up? Do you want to do the video?